Nothing gets you in the Halloween mood more than a movie night featuring all the best spooky, spellbinding, and hair-raising movies.
And what did Santa bring you, honey?
So collect that extra candy from trick-or-treating, turn off the lights, lock your doors. This is Movie Secrets. Settle in for our top 10 movies to watch on Halloween. Number 10. Scream 1996. Scream is a slasher movie that will ring in your mind long after you have enjoyed the movie. A Michael Jackson song inspired the title of the movie after its original title, Scary Movie, was deemed unfit. The movie opens with a scene of a serial killer stalking a lady called Casey. Casey was on her phone.
What?
Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
The storyline pretty much follows Casey and her friends who watch and discuss slasher movies. But they are taunted by a real-life serial killer who picks them out for killing one by one. Since its first release in 1996, the Scream movie has become a franchise with 5 titles under its belt. The first movie in the franchise was the highest-grossing slasher movie of all time until Halloween came along in 2018. Number 9. Halloweentown, 1998. This family-friendly horror film was one of the very first Disney Channel original films ever produced. Halloweentown is a family-friendly film about a young witch named Marnie. She is torn between her ordinary life and her grandmother's place in a magical place where it is constantly Halloween.
I don't get it. Monsters are just pretend.
Dylan, this is it.
Mom said they were just pretend.
Dylan, this is Halloweentown, just like the book.
Marnie Piper and her brother Dylan accompany their estranged grandma to Halloweentown, where ghosts, ghouls, werewolves, and other supernatural creatures live. Marnie discovers she is a witch's descendant and must discover why the peaceful mythical creatures are disappearing. One of the most hilarious things about this movie is that the driver, Benny, was actually played by a real robot.
See you, kids.
Bye. He's probably animatronic. Disneyland's full of stuff like that.
Here, when Mr. Lincoln drives me to the store, we'll talk.
Number 8. Beetlejuice, 1988. Beetlejuice was a $15 million budget movie that went on to make $74 million. If numbers bore you, we bet it would surprise you to know that the movie was solely based on a character from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie franchise. Can you guess which character it is? The ghosts of Adam and Barbara Maitland are made aware that they have to continue to stay in their house for 150 years.
Barb, honey, we're dead. I don't think we have very much to worry about anymore.
This is good until their property is sold to a family they simply can't stand. Unfortunately, the yuppie Dietz family is not welcome in the Maitlands' lovely home, which they adore. Beetlejuice, a freelance bioexorcist, is hired by the couple to scare the Dietzes away. But the job is put on hold when Beetlejuice decides that he must marry Lydia, the Dietzes' daughter, in order to go back to the living world.
I want out for good. In order for me to do that, hey, I gotta get married. Hey, these aren't my rules. Come to think of it, I don't have any rules.
Number 7. Halloween, 1978. Although it wasn't the first slasher film per se, John Carpenter's clever, minimalist tale of suburban teens and a merciless killer is unquestionably one of the most influential horror movies ever, especially for its pulsing synth score. Jamie Lee Curtis made her debut as an actor as Laurie Strode, a high school student whose babysitting job goes horribly wrong when she is hounded by the escaped murderer of his sister 15 years ago. Jamie Lee Curtis is following in her mother's footsteps, Janet Leigh, the Scream Queen. In Final Girls, Jamie Lee Curtis is the epitome, and that worn-out white mask still makes us shiver. Number 6. Sleepy Hollow, 1999. Sleepy Hollow was built from the ground up in 3 months. It was the largest set created in England at the time of filming, and it was built in record time. This record was last held in a set constructed for Billy Elliot, and it was an absolute thriller for scary movie fans out there. Another Tim Burton Halloween-themed film, this periodic gothic drama depicts the tale of a police constable ordered to investigate the Headless Horseman killings in Sleepy Hollow, New York, played by Johnny Depp.
Chopped off his head with his own sword. Even today, the Western Woods is a haunted place,
where brave men will not venture.
The lead actors in this Tim Burton-helmed gothic romance are Christina Ricci and Johnny Depp, and it is loosely based on Washington Irving's 1820 short novel, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It has plenty of macabre touches, but also some silliness too. Johnny Depp has never seen the film because he despises his performance in it. Number 5. It's The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, 1966. If you're wondering how this movie is connected to NASA and the Apollo astronauts, then this might be the right movie for you. This is a true classic that the entire family will love. Snoopy and the crew have been getting us in the Halloween spirit for over 50 years. The animated movie may even bring back childhood memories of trick-or-treating.
Yeah, Lucy, you should be good at this. You have the perfect mouth for it. Blech! My lips touch dog lips!
Before the party, the Peanuts group plans to go trick-or-treating, with Snoopy, who is dressed as the World War I flying ace, going all out.
What in the world kind of costume is that? He's a World War I flying ace. Now I've heard everything.
Unfortunately, Linus will be the only one absent from their trick-or-treating party because he will be watching for the Great Pumpkin in his neighborhood pumpkin patch. Sally must decide whether to join Violet's Halloween party and go trick-or-treating for the first time, or to stay with her boyfriend Linus and watch the Great Pumpkin arrive. During the Apollo space missions, the image of Snoopy as the flying ace became a good luck symbol for NASA astronauts. Number 4. Poltergeist, 1982. The Poltergeist was inspired by a real incident that occurred in Denver in the late 1800s. The city was constructing a park on top of a cemetery, and the contractor merely relocated the headstones while leaving all the remains behind. And by the time his actions were uncovered, it was too late and too expensive to relocate everything else. Even now, people will shiver if you say, "They're here," in a spooky voice. This tale of a haunted mansion filled with vengeful ghosts is all because of this. You should see this classic spooky film Poltergeist right away. The Freeling family leads a peaceful, regular life in the California suburbs until a series of terrifying, incomprehensible paranormal happenings threaten their entire existence. The family is in for a scare when they realize spirits can infiltrate the house through their television set. Craig Nelson plays the lead role in this genuinely spooky Steven Spielberg film about a family experiencing unexplained disturbances in their home. Tobe Hooper played a huge part in the movie's success. Spielberg made the decision to bring him on board after seeing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 3. Ghostbusters, 1984. While the film relies heavily on physical effects and stop-motion animation, it succeeds in creating more tangible moments than it fails. The film's successful outcome can be attributed to comedy, acting, writing, and creativity.
Let's talk seriously. Now, for the entrapment, we're going to have to ask you for 4 big ones, $4,000 for that. But we are having a special this week on proton charging and storage of the beast, and that's only going to come to $1,000, fortunately.
$5,000? I had no idea it'd be so much. I won't pay it.
Well, that's all right. We can just put it right back in there. Thank you.
We certainly can, Dr. Venkman.
No!
The spirituality of the ghosts and goblins, ancient myths, and gods presented in the film is not presented in a preachy or factual manner, but rather as fantasy. Because comedy is what holds the story together, it's easy not to take the material too seriously. The concept for Ghostbusters appears to have been adapted from a comic book. Number 2. Hocus Pocus, 1993. With Hocus Pocus, you can't go wrong. The family-friendly comedy starring Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy plays as 3 Salem, Massachusetts-oriented witches resurrected just in time for Halloween. The greatest Disney Halloween movie, this charming classic makes chatty black cats and funny witches the embodiment of Halloween fun.
Does it not, sisters dear, that we must find the book, brew the potion, and suck the lives out of the children of Salem before sunrise?
300 years after being executed for their spellcraft in Salem, Massachusetts in the 17th century, 3 witches reappear. However, the 3 children who unintentionally brought the witches back to life are doing everything in their power to prevent them from returning Salem to how it was before they were alive to maintain their immortality. This outrageous comedy will blast your Halloween because it features witchcraft, black cats, and lots of laughs. On September 30, a sequel is anticipated for Disney+, so review this by watching this part. Before we share our number 1, here are a few honorable mentions. Invisible Man.
You're crazy to know who I am, aren't you? All right, I'll show you. There's a souvenir for you.
The Shining.
Here's Johnny.
And The Lost Boys.
Come with us, Michael.
Number 1. Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993. This movie is not just popular as a scary movie, but also a family entertainment icon during the Christmas season. It is one of the most popular movies to watch on Halloween. The Nightmare Before Christmas is an animated film you can watch from October through December. It is a cross between a Halloween and Christmas movie, which makes it a movie you can watch from October through December and never get bored. So who could resist following Jack Skellington, the ruler of Halloweentown, when he unintentionally wanders into Christmastown? It often becomes surprising to many that Nightmare Before Christmas was inspired by a poem and the original poem had only 3 characters. Which of these brought the Halloween season to you and gave you a really good time? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to Movie Secrets, and we will see you in the next video. Watch the next video recommended for you.